Hey there, Rush fans. This is Mark Benetti alongside you for your latest edition of Behind the Bench, presented by Assurance Solutions. Our off-season series continues, and joining us via our first ever Skype taped interview is returning rookie rush forward Spencer Pommels. Spence, thanks so much for joining us, buddy. How are you?
Not too bad. Everything's good.
That's great. Well, once again, welcome back to the Rush organization. It's great to have you wearing a Rush R again on your chest. Before we get into some fun hockey questions, I guess we'll start off with a basic one for everybody that's watching this interview is, how's your summer been so far?
It's been good. It's always nice once the season ends to get a little bit of a break from hockey. It can be pretty grueling, and towards the end I was kind of bouncing all over the place. So it's been nice, but already starting to miss it. It doesn't take too long for that to happen, so it's been good.
What have you done this summer? You done any traveling? Have you had any jobs before the season kicks off?
Yeah, so just because I finished up school this past year, so I'm working at the university again for the summer, and that's been a good job. And I was able to go home last weekend for one of my best buddies' weddings, so that was a fun time to see some guys I grew up with. But other than that, it's just been getting ready for hockey and enjoying the summer.
For those that don't know, Spence, you went to the University of Windsor out in the CIS, and like you just mentioned, now you're working back with the university again. What exactly are you doing on campus?
So we offer a summer camp program for kids, so it's the ideal position for a student when you trying to break up the summer with classes and other things. So it's a good job, and I've done it for a few years now, and something I'm really passionate about, so it's been good.
What did you get your degree in over at Windsor?
Social work.
Oh, wow. Why'd you jump into social work?
It's just something I kind of figured I would be passionate about. My sister has her master's in social work, so even though she's younger than me, I've kind of followed her footsteps with that aspect. But again, something that's different and kind of unique, so hopefully be able to combine that with some sports and athletics eventually way down the road. So,
all right, folks, so we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with your second half of Behind the Bench after a word from our sponsors.
My job at Assurant involves keeping our customers informed at a time when they need us the most. I care about doing a good job for my company, but mostly I care about the people I serve. I found the same spirit of caring in a lot of my coworkers at Assurant. In the communities where we operate, we get involved with outreach groups and local charities. The same teams that are so good at helping our customers are also hard at work helping out in our neighborhoods. I think if I had to tell somebody one thing about Assurant, I'd say we care.
And we're back with your second half of Behind the Bench presented by Assurance Solutions, our very first taped Skype interview with returning rookie rush forward Spencer Pommels. Now, Spence, this was a very interesting topic when you and I had talked a while back getting your press release all set up, but for the fans that may not have looked too far into why you came back, why did you re-sign with the Rush?
I think the number one thing was the relationship I had with the coaching staff. I showed up at a time last year where it was just heading into playoffs, so I didn't have a lot of time to make an impression on the coaches. But everything that I've heard from them throughout the summer and our year-end meetings was very positive, and they're showing a lot of confidence in my game, so that was the number one thing. As a pro player, you're just looking for a good opportunity, and once you get that opportunity, it's all about what you do with it. So my hope is that I can come in and contribute and take their confidence and play the game that I want to play. So that was the number one thing.
Yeah, that confidence was booming, Spence, because 1 minute, 51 seconds into your Rush debut in Game 2 against the Quad City Mallards, you scored your first goal in a Rush uniform. Walk me through, if you can, what that entire experience and just scoring that goal in general was like.
It was definitely exciting. Again, going back to what I was saying, when you can make an immediate impact like that, as a coach, that's what you want to see. So, again, it was kind of a fluky play, and I honestly didn't do too much to get it. But again, anytime you can put the puck in the net, you're excited. So,
now you were a standout player at the University of Windsor. You actually left to go play with the Florida Everblades as the leading scorer in all of Canadian University hockey. For those that may not know, what do you feel the differences are between CIS hockey and maybe the NCAAs here in the United States?
Yeah, it's a different type of game. Every exhibition season, a lot of CIS teams and a lot of NCAA teams play. against each other, and it's interesting to see the type of styles of hockey. For the most part, from what I've heard and from what I've seen, NCAA is very fast, and it's just a game that is built around speed. And the CIS is a bit of a different game. There's a little more systems to it. You got some older players, so again, they might not quite have the speed of those young guys do, but it's definitely a different type of style, and it was really cool to play some exhibition games. And again, see the different styles and see how they work. So again, it is quite a bit of a different game.
Last question for you, Spence. There are so many different changes coming to the Rush this next season. Brand new opponents, most importantly, a brand new division with Alaska, Idaho, Utah, Colorado coming into this house on a regular basis. For you personally, not even just as a rookie professional, but as somebody that's now part of this organization again, what are your expectations for next season?
My hope is that we get off to a good start. I think that's where personally my focus is, and I think that's probably where our team should be. Because once you get off to a good start, it's easy to keep that rolling. If you fall behind, it's always tough to try and catch up and play that catch-up game. But again, with the returning guys that we already have, I know the number one thing is they're good people, and that's something you keep hearing throughout. So, when you're surrounded by good people, it just it kind of takes off from there. So, again, my hope is to have a good start, and hopefully it just keeps on going.
Well, I know you're excited to be back. We're excited to have you back, and very excited that you took the time with us this evening to talk. So thank you so much for coming on, Spence. Look forward to seeing you next season.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, that'll do it, folks, for your latest edition of Behind the Bench, presented by Assurance Solutions. And don't forget to continue following our off-season series as the summer progresses.